the day.
Welcome to Mighty House. This is a radio show for people with problems, home improvement problems, that is, and for people who want common sense guidance on how to build green and live a more sustainable lifestyle. Send an email or call into the show. The Mighty House crew is on the job. This is Mighty House.
All right, we're back again, and today I think we're starting with this segment 3, right, Rich? Is that what we're working on?
Segment 3, yes.
Segment 3.
How to hire a contractor.
How to hire a contractor of this series that we're putting together. And today we're going to talk about what is the contractor going to ask you when you call. There's a series of questions most of them will want to ask, and we'll kind of give you a heads up as to what those are. Before we get started, make sure you, over there, right in front of Rich. Sorry, Rich.
That's okay.
Niles Design District. Go to nilesdesigndistrict.com and say thanks for helping sponsor the show and get all this great information out there to you. And you can always click on the subscribe button. Make sure you click on the bell. You get notified next time we post something. We normally been doing Friday nights. Lately, it looks like it's going to start doing Saturday here for a little bit. You know, it's supposed to not be so busy right now this time of year, but hey, you know, we're all rocking. So
Don't know about you, but I'm slammed. So
yes.
Everybody's looking at the same piece of drywall that they needed to fix for months, and then the honey-do list is now a honey, I'm going to poke you until you do list.
Right. Yep. It's exactly what it is. So
something like that. Yeah.
That's the way it's working. So let's get started. What I did is I just went ahead and printed out one of our companies here, our lead sheets. So what is the contractor going to ask?
Well, let's put it this way: is your lead sheet is going to gather information. It pre-qualifies a potential client.
Correct.
It figures out their time frame.
Yep.
So it's not just, it's not just a bunch of questions. It's actually very important information if you use it properly.
Correct. So first thing, obviously, name, address, email address, all your contact info. We're going to ask that kind of stuff. And the next question usually out of my mouth is, when do you want to have this done? Because if you're planning on starting it in a week or two, and we're 6 to 8 months out before we could even look at anything, that's going to be kind of difficult. So right there, that tells me that we're not going to be a good fit. Or the person calling may say, "Oh, well, that's okay. I could wait." Bigger projects, you need to expect a longer lead time. If you need to have your furnace serviced, that's a little different. That's you can get done within a couple of days or a week, something like that.
Unless it's 20 below zero, then you technically want to get it done quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I mean, you're right. You get all the contact information, best phone number, best time to call, if at all, or all email or text now.
Correct.
Everything's text. And then, you talk a little bit about the project. I want to know if it's a kitchen remodel, bathroom remodel, whatever. And then, yes, time frame, absolutely. Right now, everybody's slammed. You can't even get material for certain things.
Correct.
It's like a lottery to get a 2x4.
I know. And recently, too, I didn't know I needed to pre-order, didn't even think about it. Pre-order my deck framing materials. Usually it's in stock.
Oh, that's Southern Yellow Pine, man. That's the stuff that's almost $1,000 per 1,000 board foot. And all the big box stores and everybody have loaded up on it, as they saw the price increase. So they're hoarding it.
Yeah.
And they can get it. So
yeah, it's gone. And then I also just got a notification from our lumber yard that 5-quarter cedar decking cost is more than doubling. It's going to be $40 for a 16-footer.
Yikes.
Yes. It's the red cedar is getting into the lower end.
2 hours later.
So,
okay, well, that's not the topic tonight.
No.
That's just a long thing we just got sidebarred on.
Sure.
We apologize, and hopefully lumber will drop back down in price and your project will become affordable again.
Squirrel? Yeah.
Exactly.
So
I know it's another question you might ask.
Well, I want to know also, where'd you find out about us? Is it off the NARI website? The Home Builders Association website? Did you get that? Did a neighbor say, "Hey, you do this," or was it a truck? What? How old are you? What?
Same age as you, man.
I know. We're 11 days apart. Anyway.
So No, I used to laugh because my company's name when I was there was Vision Design and Build. If somebody told me phone book, and I'm like, damn, are you shopping? You got all the way to V?
Yeah.
You know?
You weren't AAA home improvement.
Yeah, no, not AAA remodeling or AAA plus one. It was Vision.
Right.
So it was like, if you got to V on cold calling, you're pretty dead set on shopping.
That's right. Exactly. So also lead generation places like we're on House and we're on Yelp and all those other places like that too. So I want to know where people are calling from, how they find out about us, because then that helps us if we're going to do marketing. Where should we put our money to help bring
that question comes up. Do you give a little more preferential treatment to somebody that's a referral from a client?
Oh yeah.
Versus a lead generation source, or I saw your van going down the road.
Well, the van going down the road's okay too. That's almost to me as good as a referral from a client, because it's usually they see our van sitting in somebody else's driveway. I saw your van in Susie's driveway down the street, so I need to get this done too. So that's okay. The ones from like Yelp and stuff like that, those I'm a little leery of, because that's basically now the phone book of what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, I know.
So, I
got out just in time.
So I'll dig a little deeper and ask a few more questions if it's coming off of a Yelp review or something like that.
Right.
So, because the other part is, okay, you want to do a bathroom, so the next question there is, okay, well, what is your budget?
Ooh, nobody wants to answer that.
No, why not?
Because if I tell you it's $12,000, my bid's going to come in at $11,999.
No, it's not.
That's why you want to know.
No. It doesn't matter. The price is still going to come in where the price is going to come in, whether you want to do it for 12 or you want to do it for 50. If you select something and it comes in at 30,000, it's going to be 30,000.
We touched on this in the first episode, and we're going to touch on it again. We're not into the contract stage yet, but this is one of the problems with cost plus versus fixed price.
Yep.
Majority of people want fixed price contracts, and cost plus, you have that leeway. The budget does make more sense.
Right.
So we're going to talk about that
when we get to contracts.
5 or 6.
Correct.
So when we get there, we'll discuss that in depth. Hopefully that teaser makes you want to
stick around and watch the rest of them.
Stick around, yeah.
So, you're usually contractors going to ask you that. One is if you say, I want to spend $5,000 on my bathroom remodel. Well,
and when you hear the phone hit the floor and the guy's laughing in the background.
Right. Well, part of that, though, too, and the questioning is, to whoever just called, that all they want to do is change the vanity and the toilet and put a new medicine cabinet in. Well, okay, now that budget seems reasonable. If it's a complete gut redo back to the framing, well, that $5,000 isn't going to get you anywhere. So you have to dig as the contractor and interviewing the homeowner. When they call in is digging to find out what they do.
So which one should I have first? Should I have the what I want to do ready first, or should I have my budget ready to go first?
Well, they kind of go hand in hand, but you're not necessarily going to. Problem is, most people have in their mind they have a number,
right?
And they this hand they have a number,
right?
And in this hand they have a plan,
right?
They don't know how to get this and this
together
to mesh, and that's what the contractor does. It doesn't help when you have TV shows that show these beautiful remodels and never talk money.
Right. And they do it in 30 minutes. Or what's
even worse is they brag that all the stuff was donated.
Sure.
Well, if you can get out there and start getting the donations, we can do this on a tighter budget.
Yeah, didn't you just hear us about lumber?
Well, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So you have to, we call it setting expectations, but it works both ways. The client needs to be comfortable with the contractor, but the contractor, Ron and I, it's an old saying where you get to a certain point in your life where we don't need the practice anymore.
Right. I don't need to look at another 5x8 bathroom. I really don't.
No, but it doesn't mean I wouldn't want to do your job. We just want to make sure that if we're going to do your job, and you're going to go back to the studs, which means new electric, refreshing the plumbing, and then all floor and wall finish and everything. $5,000 just isn't going to do it. I mean,
nope. You're going to be 25 to 30,000. At least in our area, we're working in homes that are over 100 years old, so there's a lot that goes into those. If I walk into a new house, to me is built in the 60s or 70s. It's like, wow, this is a brand new house. This one's going to be easy. And you tell the homeowner they're in a new house, they look at you like you're crazy. But to me, that's a new house because it's a lot easier to work on those. So
they had the beginning of the codes.
Sure.
So you pretty much knew things were going to be on 16-inch centers. The floor was going to have a wood overlay sleepers, and you pretty much know what you're going to get into. Anything prior to the start of codes in the 50s and so on and earlier.
Yep.
Hey, listen, we just need a stud here because that's where the joint's going to be, and we'll just add another one over there, and you just had no idea what you're going to run into.
Right. And there's the building materials back then. Like we just tore a bathroom apart. The floor is 2 inches thick. Mm-hmm. Concrete. Walls are all wire mesh and concrete. It's a little different to tear that out versus tearing out a little bit of drywall with some tile on it. So it makes a big difference.
All mud set walls and floors.
Right. So
the chicken wire, the old way.
So part of when we ask where are you, what's your address, that's also going to start playing into it. At least for me is okay. Now I know what area you're working in. I know. What it's going to take to do that. I know the age of those homes in that area, so I got a better idea of what it's going to take to put together that bathroom, that kitchen.
And going back to that, I had a cold call sheet, or not a cold call sheet, but the same kind of interview sheet that, when somebody'd call, I'd go through my checklist. But one of the things I do is particularly if somebody wanted an addition, I needed to have their address, because what I would do is immediately contact the municipality, find out what the zoning is, find out what the setbacks are, find out what the current codes are they follow, and just, knew when you went to the first meeting, they say, we want to build to here. And they go, well, you got to have a 20-foot rear yard setback here, so you can't. We can get a variance, but it's going to take months.
Right.
But that's why we need to know this stuff up front.
Right. And it's not to see how much we can weasel out of you, how much money we can get out of you. That's not the goal, at least for Rich and I. And we're not saying that there isn't a contractor out there that's doing it, but that's why we're doing this whole segment, or this whole series, is to steer you away from those kinds of people that do that kind of stuff. Yeah,
the questions that they should ask and the questions you should ask.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, okay, with that, that's basically what the contractor is going to ask, and then they're going to set a date, time to come out and take a look at the project with you and walk through. Mm-hmm. And on this next one, we're going to tell you what you need to have ready for them when the contractor shows up, and what kind of stuff he's going to expect to see, and then what you should be asking the contractor when he shows up.
What shouldn't a contractor be asking you? You asked of what they should, like you said, this is what they should be asking you. This is what shouldn't they be asking you about?
Now you got me there. What shouldn't they?
Like what's a big red flag? Hey, 50,000 is your budget, right?
Well, I would suppose that if you're talking about a red flag is during a conversation, if I asked you what your budget is, and let's say it was a bathroom remodel and your budget was $10,000, if I asked you if you had $5,000 to put down today, that would scare me.
Right.
Okay.
That would be, if somebody's asking you your immediate finances, because we can finance anything through anybody right now.
Yep.
So if somebody's looking to where they can get the money right now without really delivering anything to you, that's your red flag always.
Okay.
Right. And the other thing is they don't want to do permits. If they're saying, no, we don't need to do permits. Generally speaking, in your municipality, you need permits if you're changing anything mechanical, doing anything structural, then you need permits to do that work. So there are municipalities where they want a permit even if you're painting. So
now you're getting more into what the contract or the customer should ask them, but that's a bit of a carryover. Yeah, if the guy's on the phone with you and he's telling you we don't need permits, hang up. Hang up. Do yourself a favor.
Yep. There you go. So with that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the bell, and we'll talk to you next time. Keep it square and level.
Until next time.
Until next time. Located on Milwaukee Avenue, the Niles Design District is a home improvement destination for consumers, designers, and contractors. For those looking to renovate a kitchen or a bathroom, expand with a new addition, or enhance their curb appeal, Niles Design District in Niles, Illinois offers everything in one convenient location.
It's your road to a better home.